Today was Xbox FanFest, X018. This took place in Mexico City. It was an evolution of FanFest kind of to counteract the PlayStation experience, which actually didn't happen this year. It came with a number of new reveals and exciting sort of situations for updates on existing titles. So we're going to go over sort of all the big highlights or the important features that were shown during today's event, which I actually watched live. It was a pretty good show, and it did feel like a bit of a minor E3. I don't think anything was too mind-blowing, but it was a pretty big deal for a lot of things in regards to Xbox. So first off, I'd like to talk about their acquisitions. They picked up 2 more studios, which was actually a surprise. So first off, they announced that they picked up inXile Entertainment, and they are known for RPGs. So Xbox seems to really be digging into the RPG kind of style. That actually seems to be really popular with games these days. They're becoming more and more role-playing based. So they're known for the Wasteland series, a long history of RPG titles, so it's a very interesting purchase. I think a lot of people were a little surprised, because I know I was when they first revealed it. I was like, what? This was? And then after that, they came out and they announced that they did buy Obsidian. So Obsidian is known for huge titles, Fallout New Vegas, Knights of the Old Republic. They are well respected, huge RPG kind of company, and to get a proper backing for one of their titles, we're going to really see something that is spectacular down the road, if not sooner, as they could be working on something. So that purchase was rumored for a very long time, I think well over a year, maybe a couple of years at this point. And even recently we're like, oh, they're definitely buying this group. And that seems to be the case, so they did purchase them, and now that's 2 more studios to join their 5 or so other studios that were purchased back at E3. E3 was insane being in there and like hearing the intensity as they bought these studios or really announced the purchases. Really great. So nice to see them pick these 2 groups up. I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with it. That aside, they also announced new Sea of Thieves content. The Arena is coming in 2019, early 2019 apparently, and this is going to be more of a combative-based ship kind of battling thing with smaller groups, and then you're going to just, attack one another. Sounds pretty cool. I think it'll be interesting. Maybe focus the combat of the game a little bit more for those that like the PvP experience. It'll be a separate option from the actual main menu when you go to load up the game, so that should be interesting. Crackdown 3 is February 15th, 2019, full release. There appears to be 3 modes, Campaign, New Providence, and Multiplayer. Multiplayer got a wreck something type mode that was revealed. 100% destructible environment. You just mash and destroy everything. Agents battle each other. It sounds pretty insane in what they promised with the Power of the Cloud, which is these are servers and what they're promising to deliver with it. So it should be interesting to see how that game shapes up when it does eventually come out. Right now, Crackdown, the first one, is free. It is a backwards compatible title, and it is Xbox One X enhanced for 4K resolution. If you haven't tried it, pick it up because it doesn't cost anything, and it is a gem to play. Talking about backwards compatible titles, there wasn't really a lot of news, which is a bit disappointing, but we did hear that Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns, all the 13s, are backwards compatible on November 13th. And on top of that, Civilization Revolution will be Xbox One X enhanced for 4K resolution, so that should look really great. Classic turn-based game if you haven't played it. Edited for consoles, and it actually played quite well, so I'm looking forward to revisiting that title on the backwards compatible enhanced day. Another huge reveal from the event that I'm looking forward to is keyboard and mouse support. So starting on November 14th, we're going to get a number of titles that will support it, and then later on even more games are already confirmed. So we're going to go over that list in a sec, but I first want to talk about what they're doing. So they're partnering with Razer exclusively to kind of release this special keyboard and mouse combination. They'll have that at CES, and hopefully I'll be able to do maybe a hands-on or something while I'm there to actually take a look at this device to see what it can do. It's going to be customized and tailored to the console so that the colors actually illuminate and change based on what's happening in the game. Maybe go red if your teammate's down in something like, say, PUBG. So they have announced a long list of kind of titles for mouse and keyboard support. We're going to kind of go over that a little bit slowly. I'm just going to have to actually read them off because there's so many. First up, there's Bomber Crew. There's also going to be Deep Rock Galactic. We're going to have Strange Brigade, which is surprising, very cool. Co-op game if you haven't played it, I definitely suggest checking it out. Warhammer Vermintide 2, fantastic game like Left 4 Dead. War Thunder, which is something I think really should support that because it just would play a lot better. and Xmorph Defense. So those are your November 14th titles. Later down the road, for the DayZ fans out there, yes, it is going to support it. No date given for any of these guys, just so you know. So yes, DayZ, we're going to have Children of Morta, we're going to have Warface, the free-to-play game, which is a little bit surprising. We're going to have Vigor, Moonlighter, and Wargroove. Those will be future keyboard and mouse supported games, so not right away. So for those on Xbox Game Pass, and again, I'm going to have to read this off because there was 16 titles announced coming to this great sort of, you pay monthly, it's a subscription service. It's sort of like Netflix for gaming, and it's really great if you haven't given it a try. For me, since I review everything, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I actually have it right now because I go to Microsoft tournaments and kind of win it, so I suggest maybe doing that. But also, yeah, for people that are just getting into the family of consoles, there's a lot that it offers, well over 100 games and new games all the time. So you get to try out a lot and you get deals on stuff. It's really well worth it for those that want to grow their library quickly and try out new things. So to start, we have Sea of Thieves available right now. We have PUBG on November 12th. That's a pretty big deal. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. If you're not familiar with that particular title, it is the Battle Royale. Huge deal. Big on Xbox, coming to PlayStation in December, by the way, side little note. Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition is coming December 20th, and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, upon launch, will be on the Xbox Game Pass. That's the sequel coming out, again, 2019. Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice is coming in December. Great game, purchased by Xbox. Stellar title. It's also available as like a disc-based title too, if you want to check that out. We have Mutant Year Zero when it releases in December. Really cool turn-based apocalyptic game with a talking duck, I believe it is. Fantastic. Played it at E3. It's pretty hardcore, so it should be interesting. It's like kind of XCOM-ish. There's Aftercharge, which is coming in January 2019. Great game. It is a 3v3 PvP. One side is invisible, the other side's visible. You're trying to, it's attack and defend these positions. It might have changed a little bit, but I was in their beta and everything like that. Or their early access testing, very exclusive groups, and I really did enjoy it, so I'm looking forward to that coming out. And it'll be enhanced too, apparently. There's Kingdom New Crown, when that releases, unknown for that one. We have Supermarket Shriek, which is in 2019. There's Pathologic 2, which I did play. It's interesting, you're kind of going around a town trying to figure out a disease. Upon release date, the date is unknown though. There's Secret Neighbor upon release. That's sort of a spin-off sequel to Hello Neighbor. Prequel maybe, I don't know, something like that. The Good Life, which is Swery's title, so that is unknown. Agents of Mayhem is November 22nd. Thomas Was Alone is November 22nd, and finally MGXP3, November 22nd. So those are the Game Pass titles. Pretty good lineup, pretty great additions to the actual pass, and I think it's well worth it if you are really trying to grow your library and kind of try out new games. I think that's important in gaming, is trying something new. State of Decay 2 is getting the Zed Hunter pack, so that's kind of cool. They talked about Void Bastards, which is kind of like from a Bioshock creator kind of guy, and it's all cartoonish. It looks fantastic. It's supposed to be a 12 to 15 hour campaign was on their site. Looking into it, looks really cool. Check it out. It seems to be very different and creepy in style, and I think it's going to be an interesting title for a lot of people. Finally, we have the Forza Horizon 4 Fortune Island. This is going to be the first expansion for the game, the biggest one they've ever made. They're going to have a huge sort of mountain trail built for drifting if you're a drifting type person. I'm personally not, but I know a lot of people are, so that one's going to be pretty cool when it does come out. And on top of that, there will be lightning storms that'll be in that one for the first time, and the Aurora Borealis if you want to check that out, which is like beautiful lights in the sky. We get them in Canada, so it's not quite a big a deal, but I think other places maybe don't. I don't know. Pretty interesting. So yeah, I think that about covers it all. A lot of great things coming. The mouse keyboard support will be very interesting, and I look forward to testing that out in some sort of video fashion. This should be a very big deal for Xbox in terms of having the support for this and hopefully getting some new games. I was personally hoping for an Age of Empires Definitive Edition announcement, but I guess that didn't happen. A little disappointing. But yeah, so pretty close to what I had predicted for the most part. The games I said wouldn't be there weren't there, such as Halo Infinite and Gears 5. And my predictions were pretty spot on. I think I missed one or two, weren't entirely correct, but I thought I was pretty dead on. And I was really trying to be kind of on par with what I expected and keep things really realistic when I do these predictions and everything like that, prior when I did an earlier video for this. But that's everything. Let me know your thoughts on what they brought out. I thought it was pretty good. It was a nice kind of middle show, and I'm very whelmed by it. great to see Crackdown 3 in action and actually using the cloud. I didn't think it would deliver. That game is supposed to be two-player co-op, actually, based on the store page. People fight me about that, but it's literally what it says on the store page. It's two-player co-op, so we'll see if that is true or not. And that is all from X018. I look forward to maybe doing something for the Game Awards in the future or any big gaming news as it develops. And yeah, hope you enjoyed.